What is the severity of Alvarez's injury?
Yeah, so obviously he's got a UCL, the ligament injury. He needs surgery, obviously. But right now, talking to multiple doctors, the plan is to give him 10 to 14 days to calm down the inflammation and see where he's at after that, as far as like gripping at bat, if he's going to be able to swing there. There's players in the past that can play through this, and that's what we're giving a chance. He goes and have surgery right now. He's going to be done for the season anyway. So, he wants to give it a try. We're hopeful that, he can play through this, but we just got to wait and see.
Is this classified as mid-grade, low-grade, high-grade? I mean, is there any classification?
No, not really. It's just the ligament, obviously, is involved, and at some point we have to repair it,
Right.
But again, there's been players in the past that are able to play through it. So that's why, we want to give it a chance where we at in the season. So, but we just got to wait.
Given how well he's been doing, just how difficult news was this for him?
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty frustrated, even when it happened after the game, but we didn't know anything about it until he got the MRI yesterday, and then after consulting with multiple people, I haven't talked to him, but the trainers talked to him not too long ago, and he's already feeling better. So I'm a little optimistic, but we'll see. We just got to wait.
Would it be a pain management situation?
Yes. He's like I said, he's already on medicine, and he's feeling better, but I think it's just how much he can tolerate.
There's players who have gone through this and played through it. Is there a blueprint out there in terms of like someone who has done this recently who you can look at and gives you optimism?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I know what I name names, but we were told that there's players that have this and dealt with this and have really good years. So, and hopefully that's the case with Albie.
The fact that it's his throwing hand, is that complicated at all?
No, I think we see it as a positive. It's not the receiving hand, I think it's just the throwing. We don't think it's going to be the issue. It's more like swinging the bat, and gripping the bat. But that's why we kind of like still optimistic because he's not the receiving hand.
How do you know if the Alvarez who can play through it, like he needs to obviously play through it productively? Like, how do you know that he's going to be able to do that, even if he is feeling okay?
Time will tell, and that's why we're giving him 10 to 14 days, and then he's going to have to go on a rehab assignment. It's not like we're going to go and put him in a big league level, and he's going to be honest with us, and we'll make that decision then. But as of right now, that's what we're dealing with.
So best case, maybe you have him for the last couple of weeks of the season, and anything that goes beyond that? Or
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to talk about best case. We just got to wait, 10 to 14 days, and then we'll see. And, obviously he's got to go down and play. Hopefully he gets to play down in AAA, and he's a player for us at some point before the season's over.
Obviously, we know Louis can handle a pitching staff, but just what have you seen from him offensively this season?
Yeah, I mean, it's been tough for him the past couple of months, especially when Albie was down and he got to play every day. But he's a good player, He showed last year when we first acquired him. He was a big part of this team at the beginning of the year, him and Sanger, both, when we were winning a lot of games. And we're going to need those guys to step up now.
What do you think he needs to do to get back to a productive place at the plate like he was earlier this season?
Yeah, no, I think it's just continue to believe in the work, because he's a good player. Not trying to do too much, get good pitches, be aggressive, and use the whole field. But again, just being himself and don't try to do too much.
You and Miguel Cabrera are the first two Venezuelans to manage a Major League Baseball game. How much interaction did you have with him when he was with the Yankees, and what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I know Miggy from a long time. Obviously, when he was a player, I was at the beginning of my career as a coach, and then we were able to work together. When I was at the big league level, he was the infield coordinator. Just being back from the same country, play against each other for a little bit. It's just an honor for both of us, privilege, and I'm humbled by it. This is a big deal back home. I didn't recognize that until it was brought up to me. But yeah, it's a special day, and I'm happy to, represent our country.
Who brought it up to you?
One of the reporters brought it up to me a couple of days ago, Daniel Alvarez, and I didn't think he was that big of a deal, because you get so caught off on the day-to-day here. It's like I didn't realize that, I was facing Miggy here. But yeah, like I said, extremely honored and humbled by it.
Your first year, you managed against somebody in spring training. What was it? Was it Cairo?
Espada.
Yeah, but he's from Puerto Rico. So I don't
Yeah,
remember.
you
Yeah.
managed to get somebody. It was
Yeah.
the first time two Venezuelans. And, yeah,
I think it was Omar Lopez. He's the bench coach for the
yeah.
Houston Astros, his spring training game. Yes, yes.
What specific adjustments do you want to see from Peterson from his last start to this one?
I just attack. We saw the walks and how much he hurt. And, we seen when he's in the strike zone, when he's using all of his pitches, when he's getting ground balls. But that day, it was just the walk. He lost the strike zone. So we need him to get back to attacking hitters.
Throughout the year, we've talked about how he's grown as a pitcher, but how do you think, from your vantage point, he's grown specifically as it pertains to him carrying himself and also being able to handle the responsibility of being one of the more durable and dependable arms?
Yeah, I think he's in a really good place, and he's grown a lot, matured a lot. He's one of the voices of the pitching staff. Every time they get together, he's one of the guys that speaks up, and he says a lot. How he feels, and the way he sees his personality fit in that rotation and the pitching staff. He's come a long way. He's been through a lot, and he's an important part of this team.
You paid any attention to the realignment, I guess, rumors or proposals that have been out there?
Honestly, nope. Trying to win the division as it is right now. So.
Carlos, how challenging is it for you guys to balance the excitement around Nolan and what he did and what he can do, along with being mindful of his youth and his innings and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, look, I said it from the first day. We want him to be himself. We don't want to add any extra pressure. We want him to continue to go out there and give us a chance to win a baseball game. It was good to see that first outing and the way he handled it, and the way he responded, and the way he threw the ball. But the consistency is the key here at this level. We know and we understand that at some point they're going to struggle, but we know he's equipped to handle anything that's come his way. So it was a really good sign, and we want to count on him.
What game like the other night? What do you think that did for Vientos' confidence, and where do you think he is right now?
Yeah, I think he's definitely helps, especially having a game like that. Not only the 3-run homer, but just executing at bats after at bats. The sac fly, the first at bat, was pretty good to see. He was an important player for us last year. Not having the season he anticipated or we anticipated, but we need him now. And he's going to continue to get opportunities, and he's a big part of this team.
With the rotation that you guys have with the young infielders and even Vientos and DH at bats, how have you seen him handle this playing time split?
It's been hard. It's been hard, especially when we go 4 or 5 days and he's not in the lineup. He's not going to be happy. He wants to be out there. But as much as you try and communicate with them, they want to play. But this is where we at. And I feel like he's responding well. All of them. Beatty did it. He showed it the other day on Sunday when he didn't get a start for a couple days, and he gets a huge one there. And that's like I said, that's where we at. And I'm going to continue to give people opportunities.
Just back to the Venezuela thing for a second. Since it had been brought to your attention, have you been getting messages from back home, or what sorts of?
Not really. No. Like I said, I think he became a big thing today. So I'm pretty sure the next couple of days are going to be crazy.